Holy cow, Bitcoin has had an absolutely insane week, and it's not what you expect. We have some crazy indicators I'm gonna look at here with you. Looking at the idea, is this the start of some kind of new major market cycle? What are the charts showing us? Well, first off, I'd like to draw your attention to this insane weekly candle here. Bitcoin actually went up by 22% last week. Now, the last time we had that kind of a big gain on a single week was a long time ago. In fact, it was all the way back here at the start of February 2021. So it's been a long time since we've seen those kind of huge gains in the cryptocurrency market. Now, what's interesting as well is that currently we are seeing the price pushing above this key area of price resistance here. You see this right here is the FTX collapse, that big nasty red candle. This right here, that was the weekly open, of course, and the resistance from the previous week of the candle body close. Currently, our weekly candle is pushing above that, and obviously this weekly candle just started. We still have a lot of things that can happen between now and then. However, I'd like to point out how crazy this has been because we have just seen all of the losses price-wise, right? I know there's still a lot of people who have a lot of money that have been lost in FTX and all the other crazy going on, the collapse of Gemini Earn and all that stuff. So still a lot of pain for investors in the market. Let's not sugarcoat that, right? But we have seen the prices recover to, well, pre-FTX levels. So that's something definitely noteworthy. Also, I'd like to have a real quick look at the volume here because the volume has been something very, very impressive. You see this green candle right here, this one, boom. This green candle has done some incredible volume. So now we have seen bigger sell-offs volume-wise, right? So when we had the FTX collapse, we had a huge volume day. That was our capitulation candle, right? That was the big one, the big capitulation candle of our biggest volume days in a very, very, very long time, right? Incredible volume on that day as the markets just went into an absolute panic. The other biggest volume days, well, for a very, very long time, again, all the way back to January 2021, were basically all on red days. We had big sell-offs. So this green candle here, this is the biggest green candle that we have had since January 2021, which is very, very interesting. We're seeing a lot of excitement coming back into the market as we are seeing this rally transpire, right? So that's very exciting to be watching happening. Now, also, I'd like to point your attention to this. So this is the RSI, the weekly RSI charts here. Now we can see, starting back in January 2021, we hit our RSI peak at about 95, so massively, massively overbought RSI right there. That's the same time, of course, we had that big volume spike happen, right? The last biggest green candle in terms of volume happened back at the same time. Now, ever since that time, the RSI has been in a major downtrend. As you can see, we keep putting in these lower peaks after lower peak after lower peak until now. Until now. This is the price action on the RSI in the last week. You can see an incredible move breaking that RSI downtrend, which is, I think, a very, very noteworthy thing to be having a look at here because this could indicate a start of a new cycle. At the very least, a 2019 style bear market rally. It's not to say there's not going to be volatility. It's not to say it's going to be up only. It's never up only. It's up with lots of volatility and big downwards movements and lots of terror and pain and all that crazy stuff in between. But the potential that we could have seen a bottom. Again, we could still see, you know, some crazy stuff, digital currency group collapses, the Grayscale trust is unwound, what's going to happen when the Mt. Gox Bitcoin starts hitting the markets later this year, all this kind of stuff, right? But for now, we can enjoy our green candle and speculate about, well, is this RSI downtrend something very significant that is going to be a real mover in the markets? Also, I'd like to remind you, the big line to beat, you see this orange line here on the chart, that is our major downtrend line, and we're actually getting pretty damn close to it, which is kind of exciting. We'll see what happens this week. Maybe we get up here to test that at $22,000 before coming back. Of course, if you are looking for buying the pullbacks, right, probably be looking at $20,000. That's our big round number. And of course, anywhere back in this sort of area around like $18,500, which you can see here was that price resistance area there. If we get back that far, those become interesting areas to buy on the retraces, right? But again, this orange line right here, this is the line to beat, right? We want to see the price closing above this on the weekly charts here with some decent volume still backing it up. Also, this is the 3-day chart, by the way. I want to point out here that the 3-day super trend has actually flipped back to bullish. Now, the last time this happened was actually all the way back here, August 2021. You can see that was the start of the run that actually moved us from, well, from the time that it flipped at $44,000 up to $69,000. The time before that, when it happened, we can see here, we go all the way back to April of 2020, right? So after the major sell-off from the COVID crash, we had that 3-day super trend flip, and it absolutely went insane, bonkers price movements after that came in. So very interesting to see that playing out. Now, of course, the majority of people right now are looking at this and saying, this is a bull trap, this is not real, there's still too much macro crazy going on, there's still too many risks in the cryptocurrency market. It's exciting to see these good price movements. However, we could still be seeing a bull trap. A quarter of people just stacking sats, the true heroes of this poll, and of course, a quarter thinking, well, actually, maybe we are seeing a new bull run starting. And again, you got to remember, if 2019 was the start of the new bull run, you have to look at how insanely volatile it was before we actually crossed over new all-time highs. It took a year and a half, no, it's almost 2 years from the point that we started that new market cycle until we breached over the previous all-time high. So don't expect things to happen overnight, right? Take your time, try not to FOMO. I know it's exciting seeing green candles and all that stuff, but keep a cool head here, guys. And of course, if you're not signed up to Bybit yet, you have to get yourself an account. It is the best place for trading crypto. 0% on their spot fees. Over 10 million traders trading on Bybit. And if you use that link down below in the description, you can get up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses, which is totally crazy. So check it out using the first link in the description if you are a trader. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.